Closed captioning for the Casey Malone Show is sponsored by Hunter Stevens Land Title Agency. Integrity, service, and commitment you can trust.
Oh yeah, Casey Malone is serving up local. It's time for the stories of our region, the tastes, the sights, the sounds, and the people in and around the valley. Get ready for some local flavor on the Casey Malone Show.
Today I visit Sophia at the Miracle on Federal. It is out of this world. And we get an update on GABA Camp. Donations are needed. But first, the spirit of Christmas is in every room at the Arms Family Museum. Every year, I look forward to memories of Christmas past here at the Arms Museum. And Anthony Aurelia is always on point. Every year you surprise me and I'm astounded and I just love all the visions you have. And this year, it is such a mishmash of different eras and styles, and I just love it this year. I really think you nailed it.
Thank you.
And
I can't take credit for it all. We do have 4 other exhibitors here.
yeah.
And we have a mix of vintage and more contemporary, which actually fits the house perfect, the backdrop here.
Well, you may remember one of the L's that helps out here at the Arms is Nancy Smith. And she and her girlfriend Beth, you two have taken over the dining room for the last few years. And what would you describe this as, this style?
Beth and I called it Winter Wonderland. I do a room in my dining room very similar to this. It's very outdoors, very shimmery, glistening.
I think it's really great that you guys, donate your time and all of your accessories,
We enjoy it.
to the Historical Society because, it really adds so much. And this is such a huge fundraiser for them. I mean, you and Beth have really done a nice job.
Thank you
What are
very
you
much.
going to do next year?
I don't think we've decided, but we keep coming up with all different kind of ideas. So we haven't figured out exactly which one. I guess we'll have to wait and see.
Well, Beth is Nancy's partner in crime, and you two get together each year and you really razzle dazzle. And this one, you hit it out of the park.
Thank you.
I mean, the Winter Wonderland theme and this tree, I'm always amazed each year.
Well, I can get them up a lot quicker than Nancy because Nancy's never really finished with Christmas. She's always fidgeting and redoing things on a tree and looking at them. Once I get them up, I'm done with them. But Nancy, she loves to keep adding stuff and doing. And as you can see, this tree's spectacular.
It is. You said that you think this is one of the most beautiful trees you've ever seen.
It is the most beautiful tree I think I've ever seen. We saw the tree undecorated in Frankenmuth, and Nancy just had to have it so that we crammed this huge box into my Subaru, along with a zillion other things she bought and drove it home.
I mean, you girls really, each year, you really step up, and I just love the whole theme of this room. And you're already working on next year.
Yes, we're already working on next year. We have some themes. We work ahead because we will start gathering things and working ideas, and we'll kick stuff off over the next few years. Once we have this room done, we're already thinking ahead to the next season. And we have a couple ideas around. I don't want to really let them out because we want to surprise people. But yeah, we're already working ahead on next year's project.
And I don't know how you do it, Doug, but each year you come up with a different way to present all your crystals. What would you call this year?
Crystal Sparkle.
I love it.
Well, each year, Anthony, I try to do something a little bit different. And then this year, we started with, as you can see, the whole tree is wrapped in Christmas ornaments. And then we just layer it out from the smallest all the way out to the largest. And then the last thing that goes on is your crystal garland.
How many lights are on this tree?
I think there's 1,700.
Wow. You're already moving on, so what are you thinking about for 24?
Oh, well, they have to show up for that.
You're not going to unveil it yet.
Yeah, Anthony and I get together every January and start playing things off of each other on what we want to do, not just here, but through the whole museum.
Well, I've got to tell you, you have really, really made the library, it's modern, it's beautiful, but it still fits in with Olive.
Yes,
It really
yes.
does.
I enjoy doing it, and it's a labor of love.
Sonia is another enthusiast, and I can't believe all the twinklers that you have.
These aren't all of them.
I mean, what do you do? I mean, you must run around the country. It's got to be what, eBay? What is your biggest
I do
market
buy
for that?
some from eBay, but we do find them off and on everywhere else. And, you know, you do have friends that you meet along the way who find them for you. So
Because they know.
because we're all enthusiasts.
If you're not familiar, Plaky Toys out of Youngstown made these for just a few years.
Yes, they were created by a teacher from Boardman High School.
See,
Yeah.
now I learn every
Yeah.
year that I'm here. And I mean, it's really cool. You need to have the incandescent lights because you really need the heat.
The older the lights, yes, the more they'll spin easily on the tree. The newer incandescents, they will actually spin to those, but they will not spin to LEDs
Okay.
So,
they don't, for
because
some
they don't
reason,
produce heat, yes.
I don't understand the science of it.
But honestly, if you have a ceiling fan in your house and you turn it on low, it'll get your tree to spin if you can't get them to move.
Really?
So you can get to enjoy them spinning
Okay,
that way.
hot tip.
Yeah, turn the ceiling fan on.
The attention to detail and the era and the period, you know, when you go into the sitting room. You're gonna cry. I mean, if you are of that age, you know, you're at your home or your grandma's home. I mean, you know, when you see the tinsel and you see the old-fashioned bulbs.
Yeah,
and
the
stuff.
sitting room's a tribute to my mom, the way we grew up in Smoky Hollow, which
Right.
is literally a block from here. Tinsel on the tree, the old shining bright bulbs, my aunt's Afghans, old photos, old family photos of my sisters and I sitting on Santa's lap at Strauss. Again, the opportunity to display something like this here that
And
Bill
share
allows
it
me to
with
do and share it
everyone.
with the community. Throughout the year, I see people and they're like, "What are you doing at the Arms Museum?"
Right.
So that means a lot, and there's not much you do in your lifetime that you connect with people with an exhibit like this, and it truly is a connection with your parents, your family, loved ones, you know, whether they're here or gone.
There's something will stir up an emotion. Everywhere you look, it just creates another memory. And the one that's killing me though is the suit of armor, the knight in shining armor. And look what you did to him.
Yeah. It's a fun little twist. He just didn't quite fit in with all the other nutcrackers in the room.
Nutcracker.
So
It is
we dressed him
hysterical.
up for the holiday.
I love them. And there's just so many ideas. I mean, you really do get a lot of ideas to go home and decorate.
Right.
And then you could always take, you know, a souvenir home. They've got the newer ornaments, they've got the shop with all kind of other decor, and then Anthony finds that vintage stuff.
Yeah.
And
two great
shops.
gift shops here this year. Again, always the vintage. You buy a memory back. Prices are very fair and reasonable. We want people to take that home with them. It just came together. It was truly a team effort this year with all of our volunteers, our Christmas enthusiasts that graciously donated their collection here, and also the staff. So it's, like I said, we are so lucky to have this in the area, and I just encourage everyone to come out and get in the Christmas spirit here.
We are getting close. Scaba Camp is almost here. A year-round destination for adults with disabilities and their families to get away, close to home. Accessible to all, with no barriers. Donate now to Gaba Camp. Help others to enjoy this unique recreational destination. For adults with disabilities and their families to enjoy an accessible camping experience. Donate to Gaba Camp. Giving is living.
Kamara Jewelers is the place to buy an engagement ring because we want a relationship with you that lasts a lifetime. Your commitment with her is the same commitment we have to you.
We want to sit down with you and teach you about diamonds so you're educated on what you're buying. We have the largest selection we ever have, which is the largest in the area, and at the best value. And if it's not something in our case, we could always custom make it. We can make any dream come true.
Get real, get Kamara.
Locally sourced is good, whether it's ingredients or a bank. And that's why my bank is Farmers National Bank. Since 1887, Farmers has remained rock solid through every economic condition. Having a bank with a history of safety, soundness, and conservative management is a must. it all boils down to this. You need a bank that will help you reach your goals. I do too. And Farmers is mine. Farmers National Bank. Rock solid. Well, obviously you know where I am. I am at the Miracle on Federal with Sophia Lasivita, one of the owners. And Sophia and I have been talking, and I couldn't wait to have the unveiling of this year.
We're really excited to
And
be
it's
here.
out of the park.
Thanks.
It is even better than you described it when I talked to you earlier this year. So how much more work had to go into this?
Look who it is.
Miss
Scott.
Hayden.
What do we got here?
So what do we have here?
This is the Jack Frost Freeze, and this is the Pumpkin Pie Martini.
And what is in the Jack Frost Freeze?
So it's going to be Tito's base. It's kind of similar the mix to a blue pina colada.
I love this, and that looks amazing.
That tastes like a slice of pumpkin pie. It's definitely a dessert cocktail.
Now, Peyton, I understand that you drew up designs
I did.
for this whole, and every little section. We'll show you the diagrams.
We called Peyton our head elf all
Is
week
she the
long.
head
Yeah,
elf?
she was.
Right.
I couldn't have done this without her.
Bernard, no.
Yeah, we called her Bernard.
Sheldon.
Yes.
Wait, is that the other one? Is
Yeah.
that the dentist?
I don't know. Yeah, I think so.
Okay,
Yeah.
Don't forget that. I screwed that one
Yeah,
up.
you're okay.
Okay, so you are the head elf.
Yes.
And how did you come up with all these ideas? And how did you know like how many lights you need?
It was a lot of trial and error. Since we did it the last 2 years, it was a good estimate to give us a little guess of how many lights we needed, but it was really a team effort. Our staff is honestly like amazing, and it wouldn't be possible without everybody that we have in-house. You know, it was a lot of long hours and work and planning,
But
it came together.
really
so,
came together.
Yeah, we're proud.
I mean,
yeah.
this is off the hook. Hey, cheers
Yes.
to you.
Yes.
Cheers to you.
We had a lot of late nights.
Oh, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
This is
Cheers,
beautiful.
guys.
Beautiful.
She's my girl. Couldn't have done it without her.
Do not get rid of that
I
one.
don't want to.
Now, when you go into, this mode,
Yeah.
how many days do you have to shut down the establishment?
Yeah, so we shut down for 10 days this year, which was a lot for us. Obviously, that's about double the time we sat last year that we
Yeah.
closed. So what we did, and Peyton obviously, just said, we put a lot of planning into this. So in order to have it all kind of structured out, you have to think we have to have organization days, we have to
Right.
have layout days, design days, and then also the decor days. So we were here 10 days, but when I tell you they were 10 days, they were 16, 17-hour days. We basically
Can't even
slept.
imagine.
Yes.
And then just acquiring all this
Yes.
because you have all the different themes.
Yes.
So this is called like Candy Cane Lane.
Yes, this is Candy Cane Lane, and then it kind of goes into the Candyland gingerbread kind of theme area. The elf corner kind of tied into that too, because obviously on the movie he makes a lot of good references to the candy canes.
I'm gonna
yeah.
steal that. That's
So-
one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, so we kind of just tried to think of like the structure of the layout to kind of make it really cool for people walking around. And also if you come multiple times and you want to sit different places, it's a really cool way for people to kind of custom note, hey, I'd love to be in the gingerbread area.
Right,
Or hey, I'd love to be
right.
by the Grinch,
The Grinch room is
Yes.
very cool.
Yeah.
I love all that green.
Thank you so much.
How many Christmas songs do you think there are out there? Because
my
you
gosh.
have that
Yeah.
continuous loop.
So our
How many do you think
playlist,
there is?
I think our playlist is 2,000 songs because you have to think we have a lot of variations and a lot of different covers. We're listening to the same music on a loop, you guys, every night of service. So
Which song, is gonna drive you crazy?
yeah, so the Jingle Bell Rock song is really just.
You just about had it.
We all joke. Everyone has a song. So
Right.
our one bartender, Dominic the Donkey, when it comes on, he
gosh.
like jumps up and down. Everyone has their own little like song that they get stuck in their head, and we sing it all
Oh my
up.
gosh.
Yeah.
Dominic the Donkey
Yes.
is the most funny song.
Yes.
And I really hate Grandma Got Run Over
Yes,
by a
that
Reindeer.
plays all the time too.
Oh.
Yeah. It's like the
You know.
few that really get on your
Yeah, that
nerve.
really get on your nerves. But then you have Tom Petty, and then you got a lot of
Yes.
rock ones too.
We try to put in a lot of different genres and make it fun for us because, like I said, we have to be here every night on the same playlist. So,
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Now you have really decorated your home.
so I've started lightly doing it. Yep.
And
funny.
I cannot believe that you've done that. I thought you would be so sick of Christmas.
No, we're excited.
There is no way.
I'll tell you what, one thing that everyone probably knows about us without saying is we love Christmas. My family, it was the best part of growing up. Me and my brothers, it just rings true to my sister, my mom, a lot of memories of my mom and dad when we were young. We want to bring that back, that tradition back. A lot of times in life now, all you get is to see your family and friends once in a while.
Exactly.
So the big part of this is not only bringing people downtown, but we really wanted to make a cool tradition. I think it's awesome. People have came to us every year and look forward to this again. And traditions just ring true to us. We're a small little family-owned business that not a lot of people realize.
I know.
We started at the Golf Dome in
People have
Girard.
got to think
Yeah.
that this is like a professional job.
Yes,
that
they
you
do.
hired somebody from Hollywood to
Everyone
come
keeps asking if we have a company that comes in, and I'm like, just my staff.
in. I mean,
It's great. Yeah.
that is crazy. Now, how long will this run?
So we will be here until the end of December. So New Year's Eve is normally our last night of service, but keep an eye on our Facebook page for anything fun being announced.
And like the food, when you are going over this menu,
Yeah.
because you are just packed with people
Yeah.
every night.
Yeah, so our chef Chad really wanted a good chance to kind of showcase some holiday favorites.
Right.
So if you really take a look at the menu, our chef did an amazing job with some classics that you feel when you think of holiday inspired food and kind of his own little spin on some.
And how do I get a table if, I don't have one already? What do
Yeah,
you
so we do have a booking link online. It's on our Facebook and our website. We know a lot of times have booked very quickly, so we are offering walk-in for the bar seating every day.
Right.
We also have a wait list that if you do come in and you don't have a reservation, you can get on the wait list. It just may vary based on the time in the day.
And how many have you served already so far?
So I will say, I don't know for sure the number, but we've been having hundreds of people come in a night since we've been open. So a couple hundred people a night is pretty amazing for us, and we're very excited to be here.
I just think you really nailed it this year. I didn't think you could do any better than you did last year, and you did.
And I do know that people were, a little frustrated to see how quickly we kind of booked out.
Right.
But I will say we're processing cancellations daily. We're putting them back on the booking link. Like I said, we have open service every day to try to walk in and at least be on the wait list.
Exactly. And I don't care what kind of day you're having. When you enter the doors at the Federal, it is just, it transforms you.
Yeah.
It really does.
And that's another reason too we love being downtown, because like you just said, a lot of people come downtown for various things, events, YSU, everything like that. And it gets people really excited to be downtown Youngstown again. And that's what we're all down here looking to do.
I'm Elizabeth Bernard. For more than 30 years, I've provided our Valley with sound legal advice. My associate Jennifer Rigetti and I will be your legal representatives if you're involved in a car, truck, or motorcycle accident. Don't try to handle it yourself. We'll navigate the red tape of dealing with doctors, medical insurance, and all the obstacles that you'll face. Remember, there are no upfront fees on personal injury cases, and hiring a lawyer does not mean you have to go to court.
Call attorney Elizabeth Bernard, local legal experience for more than 30 years.
Rulli Brothers is way ahead of the competition. Check out Rulli Spice World, where you can buy bulk herbs and spices, plus candies, nuts, and fillings for pennies on the dollar. At Rulli Brothers Market, our family is in the store.
We welcome you to experience the wonder and merriment of the season at the Arms Family Museum for memories of Christmas past, a Mahoning Valley tradition.
The perfect gift. Stonebridge Grill and Tavern, the best food in the Valley. For every $50 you spend on gift cards, you get a free $10 bonus card. Stonebridge Grill and Tavern, Route 224 in Boardman, and their new location on Route 46 in Howland. The Boardman, Texas Roadhouse has teamed up with GabaCamp to host a Dine and Donate to benefit those with special needs.
We love the Boardman, Texas Roadhouse. Thank you. Giving is living.
Wow. Wow, this looks really good.
Thank you, thank you.
A lot has happened since my last visit.
You need to visit more often, Case. This is progress.
Bringing progress. So, you know, that the concrete is really important. I mean, that will really, you know, aid in the accessibility.
We're excited about that. You know, in today's day and age, the power wheelchairs get from point A to point B faster than we walk it. We have to be safe. It's exciting, you know. Really, the cement brought it home to me. It was like, yeah, we got these shells of cabins, and then the cement made them like houses.
Exactly.
Now all of a sudden, they weren't just little cabins. These could be houses. And they are. They're built pretty well, pretty sturdy. So we're excited about it.
And I love the decks, you know, on the lakeside homes.
Yeah, that's right.
And I mean, things are really moving along. Let's take a look around here.
Sure.
What are we looking at for, you know, the upcoming construction part?
Well, this winter we are going to be refinishing the insides. Corrugated metal and pine. What's a cabin without having pine on the inside?
A little rustic look.
Yes, yes.
And how, you know, how are the clients reacting to this? They have got to be freaking out when you bring them here.
All day, every day, they're riding golf carts and utility vehicles back here and walking. You know, we have the path, half-mile path around the pond. So all day long, they're looking at it and they are anxiously awaiting, and we're getting close. This cabin that we stand by right here is almost finished on the inside. And as soon as it's finished, we're going to start using it for respite care and for getting some people vacation time. The super big cost of getting the utilities back here is in the rear view mirror. So I'm excited about that. I mean, we still have to pay attention and pinch pennies. I mean, we're a 501c3, but it's coming together. We have to get the right stuff. You know, our folks have some really unique ways to live, and we have to have specific equipment. We have to have safety equipment, personal care equipment. Each of the cabins is going to have the ability to have overhead Hoyer lift system. We call them Voyager lifts. You know, so we have to make sure that they are, you know, attached correctly and safely, and that there's enough room in the restrooms and next to certain beds. You know, there's a lot of logistics associated depending on who's staying here, but we want to be prepared for anything. We can handle anything or anyone.
You don't want to turn anybody away.
Exactly.
You know, you really want everybody to enjoy this spirit, you know, the spirit of being immersed into nature. And that is exactly what you've done. And you can't believe you're just right off 422. What is really needed to help you get this finished, you know, in terms of donations, and, you know, what are we really looking for?
Everything from blacktop, you know, we're ready for a finish coat here. That'll allow people in wheelchairs to use everything. And we have to come up high. You know, there's still some excavating that we have to do. Insides, you know, we're still buying furniture, you know, beds, everything from bunk beds, you know, to twin bed, double beds. We're going to be needing those types of things.
Right.
We've already had a generous donor that's excited about buying the televisions for us. We still have to buy electric fireplaces. We bought for 2 of them. Obviously, we have 3 other cabins.
Yeah, because these are year-round. I mean, these aren't just
everything is heated and cooled, and
summer camp.
It's glamping. It's glamping in a way. And we have to keep it safe because there's going to be a lot of respite workers. You know, there's going to be a lot of caretakers that we don't want to hurt their backs and things like that. So we have to make sure that, you know, wheelchairs can get through things and over things, and that people can be transferred to a shower, to a toilet, to a bed safely and appropriately and with dignity. So there's a lot of that goes into it, but that's what we do already. And so we're excited to transfer it here. We need big things. We need a swimming pool. We need a lodge. We want to have equine therapy. We want horses. So, you know, we're trying to make contacts, people, organizations, foundations, banks, whatever. Let's get together. Let's donate. You know, not for me, for our folks with disability. These great people with autism and cerebral palsy and Down syndrome and even traumatic brain injury. You know, imagine your life if you were born non-disabled, but now you're kind of forced to live in a world of disability. You know, how do you make that more gentle? How do you make it softer for them? How do you make it like a legitimate vacation spot for those folks? That's what we're thinking about. I want to get it rolling, and then I'll be happy to pass the baton. Although I'm not retiring.
You're not going anywhere,
yeah,
are you?
I know. I hope my ashes will be in the pond here. But I want it to be something that's bigger than me. Something that's organic, and we make decisions based specifically on the needs of specific people with disabilities, not on governmental decisions or what the politicians say. What is the need that this person wants? Whether they have money or not, let's get them here. How do we do it? How do we problem solve? Who do we get involved? Youngstown's wonderful like that. I mean, we know a lot of people. We're very ethnic. The ethnic groups are very philanthropic.
And
so we're trying.
So yeah, those that can't help themselves. And this is really what it's all about. And you're right. This isn't about you. It's about everyone else that needs to have the same access to vacation and to enjoyment of the outdoors that everyone else does.
If you're a person with disabilities, sometimes, definitely not making a rash generalization, but sometimes you're never asked, what do you want to do? Or what is your ideal vacation spot? Or even if you are asked that, you don't know the answer if you've not been exposed to it. Like we've been exposed to it. What a blessing. So I can't wait to expose them to this and then get their minds going. And they want to go other places then. They want to travel then. I want to go deeper into the woods. I want to learn about native species. I want to go over to the Serenity Garden and pray. There's so many things associated with being outdoors in a camp or a resort that we're just delighted to be able to expose our folks to and have them come back year after year or, once a month or whatever, or to give families respite. If you're at home and you have a son or a daughter with a disability, it'll affect the other siblings in the home. It might be nice for that individual to come here, stay with us for a little while, give everybody a little bit of a break, give that individual a chance to become more independent and have a vacation. Even if you're living in Struthers, Austintown, Canfield, Poland, east side of Youngstown. It doesn't have to be far away, but it could still be a nice break.
I mean, I really, really am excited about the opening of all these cabins.
Thank you.
Really, just go to gabacamp.com. You know what to do because
giving is living.
The Casey Malone Show is sponsored in part by Denise and John York and the DeBartolo Corporation.